everyone. I hope y'all are doing good tonight. Um I have been having fun learning how to uh make TikToks. So I just spent like an hour trying to put one together. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Hold on one second. What I have noticed since starting TikTok is that I feel like I'm like an old lady trying to understand how to make videos. So I'm literally doing this and trying to piece stuff together and edit, and it's a little overwhelming, but I am enjoying it. I think I'm going to try to make them ahead of time and then try to post them, because you can tell I'm an amateur. There are people out here that are like super amazing at it, and I'm not one of them. So, oh crap. Anyway, I have been like looking at a few of like the kids doing the dances and stuff like that, and I decided to type in paranormal TikTok to see what I would come up with, right? And to be honest with you, I'm not very into those videos because I guess I see it all the time anyway, so I'm not interested in watching it more. So I only watched maybe like, I want to say about 5 before I was like, nah. And then I started looking for people cooking and stuff because I could watch that all day. But one thing I did notice is a lot of things I would not do and a few things I would do, considering when it comes to the paranormal. Now, give me one second, you guys. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm definitely done with all doing all that. I need to clean my room because my room is like a mess right now. But I tried to take a nap earlier and it wasn't panning out the way I wanted to, and I've been finding a few YouTubers that I'm very much enjoying. There was one guy, he's playing like these I can't remember his name. I might have to look him up, but he's been playing like these indie games and stuff like that, and his voice is so soothing. So I was enjoying watching him, and he was playing a game where he was on a ship and there was barnacle people, and I had to basically, like, the way he was explaining certain things in the game, it was very relaxing. Not to mention the game had great atmosphere, but it kind of fizzled out toward the end. Even though it was like a 20-minute video, it was very good to watch. So I'm gonna give y'all a list of paranormal things that I would do, and a list of things I would not do. Now, granted, I do not have any of this written down. I'm going off the top of my head. I don't know if it's going to be a short list or a long list, but it'll definitely be a list of things I'll do and don't do. One thing for certain I will do when it comes to the paranormal is what most of us do anyway, and that is mind my business. I mind my business, but 9 times out of 10, when it comes to the paranormal, they always contact me. I don't go looking for them. So, if somebody's like, hey, let's go to a haunted house, I'm going to be like, no, I'm good. Y'all go have fun. I'm going to mind my business. A big don't. If I were to give somebody advice about the paranormal, don't go in search of. I mean, okay, well, you know what? Do what you want, really, but 9 times out of 10, I will tell you, do not go in search of, because you might find some things you can't unfind. Take that however you want, but 9 times out of 10, you might find something that you can't unfind, basically. And so, oh, my hair is looking lush. Anyway, what I mean by that is the people that go like ghost hunting and stuff, a lot of times they aren't amateurs and they know what they're looking for. They know the signs. They know what they can and cannot do, and they know what they can and cannot say when it comes to these things. Another do is do understand that there are things in this world that cannot be explained with religion, with science, with facts, with opinions. They just don't make sense to us as humans. There are things that are going on around us that we do not see, we do not hear, we do not feel, taste, touch, etc. There's a small amount of us on the planet that are tapped into this other realm of stuff. And I mean that lightly, not saying that because you aren't makes you, worse than anybody else. I'm not saying that, because some things I really do believe we cannot comprehend. There are some things that you could see that you would not understand. There are some things that you would hear that you would not understand. Almost like if you hear a language that you don't speak, but you understand it as communication, and that's the bare minimum. That is pretty much what I could tell you. I would encourage you as a do that if you are interested in the paranormal or the otherworldly or whatever you call it, I do encourage you to be open-minded, because, like I said previously, there are things that you will not understand, you will not be able to comprehend, etc., etc. A huge don't is do not be disrespectful to what you don't understand. Now that goes for anything, living, non-living, and everything in between, because humans, they tend to be fearful or be hateful or just flat out just not have the capacity to comprehend sometimes, and they begin to hate what they don't understand or fear what they don't understand. And that's okay, but I would encourage you to learn more about it before you flying off the rails or saying something doesn't exist because you've never seen it happen or because you've never experienced it. That doesn't mean it doesn't happen every day or it doesn't happen in the world, right? And I will also say Be respectful of the laws of physics, gravity, what the laws of life, basically. Don't go screaming "F you entities, I'll stab your mother" or something. Don't say stuff like that. Don't say mean things. Don't be out here wishing harm on other people. Don't manifest ugliness, because 9 times out of 10 somebody is listening, or something is listening, and they're gonna be like, I like how you're speaking, so I'm gonna come follow you around, and we're gonna create some havoc together. So just be mindful of stuff like that. Let's see what else. Don't play with Ouija boards. I don't know how many times I've said this to you guys. Do not play with Ouija boards. I have in my life encountered one. And the one I encountered was at a friend's house. And their parents would play with this thing. And I remember being, let's see, how old was I? I was about maybe 10 or so. I went over to my friend's house, and it was kind of like a grown-up get-together. And so when I came over, I just pretty much came to collect the friends so we can go outside and play. But I saw her and a few of her friends, the mom's friends. They pulled out a Ouija board, and they got a candle, and they told us to go outside and play, and they closed the door. And you know, me being a 10-year-old, I didn't know very much about anything as far as the paranormal. At 10 years old, I just knew I saw things that other people didn't see. I would talk to things that other people couldn't hear and stuff like that. But I knew at 10 years old that Ouija boards were a no. Point blank and period. I knew that Ouija boards were something to stay away from, right? And so I don't know what happened to this friend or the mom or anything like that, because we ended up moving away. But I want you guys to be respectful of doorway. I'm gonna call it a doorway. And when I mean doorways, I mean Ouija boards literally can open. They're like welcome mats in your house. They're saying, hello, come this way. You are okay to come in here. This is why you have to be careful with stuff like that. You don't, like, Ouija boards, they come with instructions and rules for a reason. Now, people, they play with them. No, it's all this and that. But it can get pretty real, and it can get pretty hostile if you are not careful. Especially, sometimes you have to also be careful with mirrors, or having either too many mirrors in your house, or just mirrors in general. Now, I like mirrors because I like my reflection. I have spent a lot of time in mirrors and stuff like that. But, oh, hey, Nico! I'm talking about do's and don'ts of the paranormal. Now, I've heard, are there any oh my gosh. I love my friends, y'all. Now, I've heard that mirrors can be a portal. I'm not too certain about that, because I've only ever had one mirror in my house, and it's always been in the bathroom. We've never had mirrors in our bedroom or anything like that. I don't know if it's something that's just, it is what it is. Like at my grandma's house, she has one mirror in the bathroom, and she has like a tall full body mirror in like a back room of her house, but it's not facing anything. So when you want to use it, you just flip it around, and then you just play in it. But I've heard that mirrors can be portals, so y'all be careful about playing in mirrors and stuff like that too. And don't be trying to do worshiping and stuff in the mirror, because I know y'all saw that movie, The Skeleton Key. Some of these movies out here, as exaggerated as they are, they do have sprinkles of truth in it. So y'all be mindful and be respectful of things that you may not understand. A do for the paranormal is, do be thankful that you might be a normal person, right? If you don't, I'm sorry, I just heard something. I worship all the time in the mirror, can't help my beautiful face. So y'all understand that. Now, I've spent countless hours in the mirror doing my hair and stuff like that, but as far as like if people have mirrors in front of their beds, I've heard it could be like a doorway to help them come through your house. Now, I'm not too certain on if that's ever happened to me, because we've always had that one mirror in our house, and at night we close every door in the house. So if they do come in my house, they can't go anywhere because the door is closed. And okay, here's a good example. Have you guys ever went from one room to another and forgot why you were going in that last room? This happens to me a lot. And somebody said the reason why that happens is because doorways are actually doorways to different portals. So from one room to the next, you're going from one atmosphere to another. Yeah, it's called old age. No, it happens to young people too now. Because it's been times where when I was younger, I run into a room knowing doggone well I'm going in there to get a block or something, and then forget while I'm going and have to go back into the previous room to remember. Yeah, so I don't know what that's all about. So it does give a little bit of credibility to doors being portals and mirrors being gateways and stuff like that. I'm saying all that to say Ouija boards are in that same category. So please do not play with Ouija boards and think it's just a game, because sometimes that stuff, it can get real weird real fast. So Nico, are you streaming? You should get back to streaming so I can give you some more shout outs, because I love doing the shout out thingy right here. But well, if you ever do, I promote all my friends on my streams. I'll stream one day, just don't know when. Take your time. Only you will know when. But yeah, I've noticed that another thing I've noticed is that in every place I've ever lived, we've never had a welcome mat. Now, we put mats in front of our front door, yes, but we don't ever have a mat that says, I'm currently going through a huge change in my life. Well, I hope you are well on your journey, and I wish you nothing but positive vibes and love and greatness. So, good luck to you on your journey. I've never had a welcome mat at my door. I've had like plain mats or striped mats, but never one that says welcome. 9 times out of 10, I don't want people in my house. I don't want you to know that you're welcome. No, you're not welcome. Whatever that means to you. Like, I will have a mat that says thanks for leaving or something like that. But I'll never have a mat that says welcome. And as far as I know, nobody in my family does welcome mats. My grandma does not do welcome mats. I know my aunties, they don't have welcome mats. They have like the regular ones that have like the rough stuff on it that you just wipe your feet on before you come in their house. Yeah, but none of them ever say welcome. Um, let's see, another do is, if you feel like you're being contacted by someone you know or a familiar spirit, it's okay to say thank you or I love you or good looking out, because I do it all the time. If I am like, I don't know, if I'm crossing the street and I say, please don't let me get pooped on by a bird or something, and I make it across the street unfazed, I'll say good looking out, because I don't it's the strangest thing ever, but sometimes you can basically say, hey, here's a better one than just crossing the street. If you know it's about to rain and you don't have an umbrella, and you just say, please let me make it home without getting rained on, please let me make it home, and you make it home safely, and you tell whoever, good looking out, thank you, I appreciate it. You can do that. Sometimes whoever's out there, they might appreciate a thank you every once in a while. So it's okay to say, give positivity to your ancestors or your spirits or whoever's out there looking out for you. Now, a don't go around thinking that you are untouchable or that nothing can happen to you, because it happens to karma will spin the block, and karma is ruled by, in my humble opinion, the ancestors. If you're out here being mean and malicious and nasty to people, and you don't think your ancestors or the people who you are wronging's ancestors are gonna let that fly, you got another thing coming. Sometimes it'll hit you right away. Sometimes it might take a few years. Sometimes it might take a few generations, but it's always gonna spin the block. And what I mean by spin the block, for those of you guys that are unfamiliar with that type of terminology, spin the block means literally bringing it back around. Like SpongeBob says, bring it around town. So, I've seen somebody like be really, really rude to another person, and as soon as the rude person turns around, they fall over and bust their face on the concrete, and it's like, see, whoever you were being mean to, those people, they got people surrounding them. Probably tripped you because you out here trying to be ugly to somebody else. So, you have to be respectful of all energies, positive, negative, or otherwise. So, I don't know how many that was so far. I don't want to make this video too long because, it's really, these are really like simple things or common sense things that you can practice in real life, and it doesn't necessarily have to be specifically to the paranormal. But sometimes when it comes to the paranormal, don't go out there thinking that you are gonna worship certain things and then weird stuff is not gonna happen to you. If you are inviting spirits in, you do not have a say on what type of spirit comes. Basically, if you open your front door in the summertime, you have no say over what bug comes in. I live in the South. We have those what do you call those net things that have the magnets that as soon as somebody goes in and out, those things, whoever created those things, they have saved me many a nights, because I like to sit with my door open, because I don't have a dog yet. I'm gonna get a dog one day. But yeah, if you open a door, literally or figuratively, to the spirit world, you do not have a say on what comes through or what leaves out of that door. So be mindful, be respectful. 9 times out of 10, I will tell you to don't even bother with it, because it can become a bigger problem than what you anticipated. If you have pets out there, and your pets are sensing things, I advise you to believe your pet at all costs, because your pet, they see, they hear, they sense things that normal humans can't. I would like to be considered a normal human, but ever since I can remember, I don't think I would be in the normal category, and I'm okay with that. So, what I don't advise you to do is to... Oh. Hey, Menace! Hold on, let me give a shout out. Okay, if you're just joining... Oh my goodness. Come on. Oh man. I gotta get faster at this. Where is it? There we go.
Now, I might regret this, but... Damn! I know y'all see me.
That is like the best clip ever. That is like the best clip. I hope they show that clip every time. That's like the best clip ever. But anyway, y'all check out Menace. He is one of my faves. I think he's also on YouTube as well. YouTube, and whenever he decides to stream again on Twitch, follow him, support. But I was saying, if you're just joining us, I was saying that if you have pets, one thing you want to do if you have a pet and you're in a paranormal space and they recognize something, believe your pet, because your pets, they're not going to just be all willy-nilly and faking it to be cute. No, sometimes pets go through it just like the people do. I have seen a few videos where pets are literally minding their business and something flips them or pushes them or something like that out of nowhere, and you can't see anything visibly on the video. But me, I don't see physically, but I could literally feel the direction of where it's coming from, if that makes any sense. Like I'm watching a video of a dog, maybe the dog's over here, and then I feel like a push from this direction, and all of a sudden the dog hops the opposite direction. So it's like I'm feeling it from over here, the dog's over here, and then in the video the dog is like, Pew! So it's like, so I want to kind of, I don't know if I want to get on TikTok and try to like debunk some of these videos, because some of them are very, very convincing. And some are like, obviously, come on. Like, there was one I actually did see that just made me stop watching them all together. Now, this one didn't have a pet in it. This one was of a lady in her kitchen, and she's washing dishes, and all of a sudden something goes flying across the room. Now, the first part, I was like, oh, okay. She turns around, she's like, what's that? And then she walks around, she doesn't see anything, so she goes back to doing what she's doing. And then when she turns the water back on, then something else falls off the counter. And then she turns around and looks again. But it's like she's so, her whole demeanor is like, oh, okay, that happened. And I think the craziest part was the paper towels that was on the counter started rolling and leaving the long sheet, and she's like collecting it back and folding it back, and you see a figure walk through. Now, when I say figure, it literally looks like a dude in a white pullover hoodie with a dark hat, and they faded him as much as they could into the background. And I'm looking at this like, y'all gotta be kidding me. Come on now. And then her lights start swinging, and she's not fazed by this at all. Now, 9 times out of 10, most normal people will be spooked about something like that happening. Normal people would be spooked. Unless you are so used to it happening, then okay. But it looked like this was like a everyday occurrence. Okay, stop, pulling my paper towels out. Don't swing my light. Don't flip stuff across the room. And this is what just solidified it as this is definitely not a real video. She puts in her headphones, goes back to, I guess, washing whatever's in the sink, and I think something hits the counter right next to her head. Then she gets spooked and runs out the room. And I'm like, ma'am, really? I'm kind of like Cardi B. That's suspicious. Shout out to Cardi B. But it was just like the ghostly figure, the apparition appeared twice in the video. The first time it was like, do you know we can see you, sir? You're right there. And then the second time I guess this figure was in the video, he came like at the bottom of the screen. But he was faded out a lot better this time. So, yeah, some people literally make videos to put on the internet to spook people. But people like me, you can't necessarily fool right away. So, stuff like that, I'm debating on if I should even debunk these at all. But I'm not considered an expert because I'm just a regular person, right? So, hey. Now, the one, if you do have a pet and they start reacting to stuff, I advise you, don't go looking for it. Do not go looking for it. No. If your dog is looking off in the corner, don't get up and go over to the corner. Because that dog's gonna look at you like, why are you doing this? What? No, this does not make sense. So, yeah, and plus you might end up getting haunted by accident and you don't know it. Now, I understand if you hear a noise and you truly, ain't scared of anything, so you go looking and don't see anything. Hey, that's on you. But 9 times out of 10, your pets are not gonna lie, because why would they? They're a pet. Oh, and I think another one is you know what? I'm gonna wait till the next video and talk about shadow people, because a few people have been asking me about shadow people, so I'm gonna leave that one until next time. So I'm gonna stop here, and if you have enjoyed the video, please consider following if you have not already. I'm going to put this on YouTube, and yeah, if you're on YouTube, y'all already know what to do. So I appreciate everybody that took the time to watch this far. That's it. Until next time, Gamer Babes. Peace. Have a good night.
Hello, motherfucker.
Oh my gosh, hello and goodbye.